One-to-many is really interesting because it's a lot like nurturing, right? We're building a relationship, we're talking, we're going about this. And you may see one little tiny short of me and consume 30 seconds of my content. And then you might do it again. And then you might then listen to a YouTube video that's 30 minutes long. And then you might listen to a podcast that's an hour and a half long. And eventually in time, even though you haven't talked to me personally, you know what I'm about, you understand my beliefs, my systems, you're like the expertise, etc. You get a good vibe and a good sense of the character that you're interacting with. And so I think they say the metric is like 7 hours of time spent with somebody is like the thing or the metric that like they found is required to make big decisions or whatever. And so if you think about if you were to listen to 7 of your your podcast 7 times, like your favorite podcast 7 times, like you probably are more likely to be ready to do a buying decision with that person. So one-to-many has the absolute crazy high leverage of I make one piece of content, I spend 30 minutes recording this, right? And maybe I spend another 30 minutes or an hour or whatever it is to cut it up, edit it or whatever. Then maybe I spend another 30 minutes actually distributing it. So I've spent of my time, I've spent maybe, let's call it 2 hours. And so from those 2 hours, I then can send it out to my entire audience, which then can compound, right?